if that's Mr. Moore or not. But he went and spoke, to question Mr. Kebe. So he was sworn in, and then the judge asked him, was he vaccinated? And then he had him remove his mask. Once he said, yeah, he was vaccinated. He asked him to pronounce his name. He's African, I think, because he has a strong African accent. He got to be African. I think he's African, or from the Caribbean or something. But he had a heavy drawl, like Caribbean accent or African accent. So when he said his name, he was like, "My name is Abutudugo Kibi or Shalutu Kibi," something like that. So I didn't catch the first name, but I know Kibi is his last name because that's the name of everything. They asked him how long he's been married. That was the first question. First, after he got him to pronounce his name, he asked him how long has he been married, and he said, "How long has your wife been in celebrity gossip business?" And then he asked him, "Is this the only line of business that y'all do?" And he said, "Yes." And then the lawyer asked him, "Well, do you and your wife have an operating agreement for this company?" "No." "Do your wife own the trademark?" "Yes." "Is there agreement between the company and the trademark?" "No." "Did you pay taxes in a year, whatever year it was?" I didn't catch it. I think it was when they started the company. And then he said, "No, not at that time." And then the judge interrupted and asked him to be a little more clear with his questions, the lawyer. And then he asked him, when you developed Unwind, I guess when you and your wife developed Unwind with Tasha K, it was before y'all started the Kebe Studios. Yes. See, and see, her husband was way smarter than Tasha K in his testimony, because he knew to just answer the goddamn question. Don't elaborate. Because you start elaborating and then you put a lie in there, you just fuck up your credibility. You know what I'm saying? So he would just yes, no, 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 yes. He said, so y'all don't need any agreement because y'all are all one. He said, yes. He said, do you manage the channel? Yes. What is your title? Manager and co-owner? Do you manage? Yeah, I think he said yes. Do you manage? He said, what is your title? He said, manager and co-owner. Do you manage the advertisement? Yes. Can you explain how YouTube advertising works? He explains YouTube advertising, how the whole YouTube thing works. I'm not going to get into all that. Uh, then he said once you upload, does your wife do the rest? He said yes. Um, and then he said, uh, tell me about the different types of videos that y'all use for advertising. I mean that y'all get money off of advertisers. And he's like the dedication videos, the happy hour, fan and Q&A videos, and the celebrity gossip videos. And he agreed, yes. He's like, do you have different rates that you sell to people for these different videos with meaning sponsors? Do you have different rates for the sponsors for these different types of videos? He says yes. Um, he says, so how do you come up with these rates? He said with Social Blue Book. When you sign up on Social Blue Book, it tells you your value. We use it to get rates, and then we negotiate with the advertisers. How do you get advertisers? Well, some big companies send us contracts, and then some companies we do deals without contracts. Does all the money that y'all generate go to the Kebe Studios bank account? Yes. Has it been like since 2019? Yes. Uh, Your Honor, may I submit this into evidence, exhibit, and then it's YouTube analytics for Unwind with Tasha K. So it says, uh, do you know what this is? Do you recognize these documents? Yes. Um, do you see how many views this Tasha K talking about Cardi B video uh uh how many views it got? Yes. And he asked, so how many views did it get? The one that she posted on September 19th, 2018. The one where she alleges uh that she had herpes or whatever. Um and he reads the numbers. Right now it has 4,224 and 87 million views. Then he showed him some more documents. Do you know what these documents are? It's hard to say. Can you turn to page 194 in the deposition? He has to go through the deposition. Ask him to start at line 14 from his deposition. And he reads the graph and analytics. Do you see the graph, the first spike? Do you see the spike when the video of my client was mentioned? Yes. Um, what it was it was a diagram of Tasha K's viewership, and you seen that once she started talking to Cardi B, her stuff shot up amongst all the viewers that she had prior to that. So that's where he's getting him to see that, oh, when she started slandering my client, her ratings went through the roof. Do you agree? Because the graph shows that. Cardi B do not have herpes. Cardi B do not have HPV. I seen the goddamn test myself today in court. They got like 3 lines for 3 different levels of herpes and HPV, and her shit was completely negative on both of them shits. I seen it with my own eyes. So I suggest that you might want to take that down. if you still have that up, you might want to take that down. That shit is not true. And I'm just talking to the general public. I'm not talking to Tasha K. I'm just saying to the people that thought that was real, it's not real. So then the plaintiff, Cardi B's lawyer, started asking Mr. Kebe a bunch of questions. Like, are you in charge of production? Editing, like putting things together. Yes. Advertisement, yes. Do you upload any videos? He said, no. He said, are you on camera? He said, no. They said, you don't do any uploads. Yes. Is that your wife's? Is your wife the face of the company Online with Tasha K and Kebe Studios? He said, yes. He asked him, do he create content? He said, no. Do you get involved in her process? He said, no. Are you in the room when she records? Sometimes, not often. Then he submitted evidence, a Tasha K video where her husband's voice was mentioned in the background. This is the same video I told y'all about before, where when she talked about Cardi B cheating on Offset. So they played the video again, and Cardi B's like, yeah, she cheated on a man or something, I'm paraphrasing. And the husband said, you don't know that. Like, don't say that. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And what you call it? So in the when Tasha K when when they was crossing when Tasha K was the witness for the plaintiff, they showed her this video and stuff, and they asked her who was that in the background. So they brought it back and asked her husband, is that you in the background? Because Tasha K said she couldn't tell. It could have been my husband or it could have been some other person. So they asked her, they played the video for him, and then they asked him, is that your voice in the background? He was like, yes, I believe so. He said, and she was saying that Cardi B cheated on her husband, and you told her she can't say that. That is not true. And she said her resources never lie or something like that. And so they asked him about that, and he said, yeah, that's my voice. And yeah, I told her, you don't know that. And were you referring to Cardi B cheating on her husband? And he was like, yes. And then she asked him, do you care if the stories are true? And he said, yes. Are you aware that your wife tells false truths? Yes. Do your wife know this? I believe so. I believe so. and you don't get involved even though you own 50% of the company. He says no. You said you do care that the things your wife say can be false. He says yes. He said, well, in your deposition, you said something different. Do you remember that? No. Let's go to the deposition. Line 21. Right there says, does it matter to you if it's true? You said no. It's entertainment. It's an entertainment gossip channel. It's all based on gossip and rumors. So you saying here you don't care? No. Go to your deposition, page 179, line 7. How do you know if your wife's stories are true? I don't. Do you care if it's true? I don't get involved. Do you care if it's true? No. It's an entertainment gossip channel. Do you know that the stuff that she posts is a chance that it's not true? Yes. The